It's Nolan. Commentary and breakdowns. If you enjoyed that intro, that song is called Evolve. Okay, put that out some years ago. You know, an oldie but goodie from the Rise of Atlantis era. Um, in this particular show, we're going to be getting into a few things. This is a Let's Talk session where we put a few different subjects into one. So we're going to be getting into Eve and Nicki Minaj having an endearing and respectful exchange via social media. I know Nicki Minaj doesn't always get along well with the ladies, the legends, or the new ladies, but it seems that she at least has a little bit of respect for Eve at the bare minimum. Okay, so we're going to get into that. We're going to be getting into Latto linking up with the young lady that was allegedly fired from Waffle House for doing the broky challenge at work. You know what I'm saying? It didn't work out, but maybe it did. She done got a few dollars. So they linked up in the studio. We're going to get into that. And last but not least, we're going to be getting into Miss Chloe Bailey coming out and explaining why it is that she's currently not touring, why she's not on the road. She basically says that the label does not have the budget for her to be on the road right now. And a lot of people, I won't even say a lot of people, but some people are coming out and blaming Beyonce for not approving the budget. We're going to get into that and, you know, all those things momentarily, but we're going to start with Eve and Nicki Minaj, right? Now, remember the other day I came on here and I told y'all about Eve's, interview excerpts from her book and all of that stuff. She's got the new book out, Who's That Girl? And within the book, she talks about going to therapy before she went to shoot Barbershop 3, which included Nicki Minaj in the film. She talked about Jay-Z. She talked about coming into the industry. She talked about Janet Jackson saving her life after a show where she was drugged. You know, there's a lot of information about Eve in this book. I would say that this is probably a better investment to go check out Eve's book than the Kim Porter book, because the author of that book came out and said he doesn't know all of this information to be true. However, he's published it and putting it out as if it is. He says it is his belief that is true, but he does not know for a fact, although he's monetizing on it. So if you were thinking of buying that, I would say go buy Eve's project directly from her. Okay? So we're going to do a quick recap of what she said about Nicki to start this conversation. Nicki then pinned a letter to her, and Eve then responded. Okay? So she says, this is Eve. I've lived through what happens when women project their own insecurities onto other women. It happened at the start of my career and continued in waves as my fame grew. I wasn't going to be that woman to someone else, but in order to do that, I had to physically and mentally prepare myself. Nicki and I were actually fine on set. We got along well and shot our scenes together with no problems. It was nothing like what I had expected, but again, I am thankful that I prepared myself for it. In addition to that, she also says I'd see her writing songs on her bus in between takes, hurrying off set to go hit some show dates over the weekend and then come right back on set for these 12 to 16 hour shoots, all while trying to hold together her personal life and her relationship. It was at that moment that I didn't envy her and I kind of wanted to give her a hug. I thought I was going to resent her, and really all I felt was compassion. I remember being that person, the girl who felt like she had to do it all, the girl who was pressured to do it all because it was all eyes on her. Instead of feeling insecure around Nicki, I started to sympathize with her. Okay? So that is a direct quote from Eve speaking on Nicki Minaj and their experience working together on the Barbershop 3 project. Okay? So from there, got a lot of people talking. I talked about this earlier. I talked about it days ago. I had some people out there that really, I don't know, man. The Stan Hoods are a little bit too strong for me. You know, people that I fuck with, people that I respect, people that tune in. Sometimes y'all want me to take on your feelings. And whenever our feelings cross paths and is genuine, that's cool. But if you want me to dump on a particular artist just because you don't like that artist or because you are a part of a fanhood that can never see nothing decent about an opposing artist, that has nothing to do with me. I have told y'all many times, I am not a part of anyone's fan base to that degree. I enjoy the music, I enjoy the content, I enjoy music videos, interviews, things of that nature. But no one, for the most part, is 100% wrong all the time, every day. So please understand that. And that's on both sides of the coin for anyone that you like. Okay? So, with that being said, Nicki Minaj comes back and she pens an open letter to Eve via Twitter. And she states, "Dear Eve, the various things you've shared recently are groundbreaking in my opinion for so many reasons. First, thank you. The level of grace, the level of emotional and spiritual maturity it takes to be this vulnerable and transparent is a sign of true peace, happiness, fulfillment, and mastery of self. Self-reflection at its height. I always say that I think accountability is the sexiest trait a person can have." I do find some contradiction in there, but we'll continue. "I was one of the kids in New York watching Rough Riders on TV. I definitely remember how when you took the game by storm, that there were some people who couldn't hide their insecurities." Now, I find that to be very interesting as well, because one of the people that had issues with Eve is your so-called idol, Foxy. So for you to point that out, I think that's very interesting. And it seems that you kind of threw Foxy under the bus recently, trying to out her alleged relationship with Jay-Z as a minor, which she has continuously said never happened. But we shall continue. Again, this is why I say, just let me cook, man. I can't take on nobody's feelings. I only have my own opinion. "Even though it's swept under the rug now, I remember that you handled it with grace, but also a big sprinkle of unapologetic talent and charisma. You soared and soared. Classic music with the illest team to the big screen. And made it look easy too. Trendsetter. The Eve blonde short cut. The Eve paw print tats on the chest. I was so nervous coming onto that movie set every day. You looked like a pro and I admired that so much. Thank you for trying to not do to me what was done to you. Women feel so much pressure to compete, and it's a shame because we usually have so much in common and could really benefit from one another just as human beings. I think you should extend that same grace to the new generation of ladies. We all share so many of the same experiences as artists, wives, moms, ups and downs, anxiety, etc. I remember telling a friend of mine that I didn't think you liked me after our first day on set together. But you know something crazy? I swear I knew that you could tell deep down inside that I really liked you. So you went easy on me, LOL. Love the way the movie turned out. Blessings to you and your beautiful family. Congratulations on your new book, as well as all your many accomplishments in hip hop, film, and TV. P.S. You still look so pretty." So that is Nicki Minaj with her open letter to Eve, giving her her flowers, her love, her respect, her adoration that she's earned in the game. And I think she did a pretty good job of putting that together. You know what I'm saying? Even though I may have seen some contradiction in a few parts and portions, that's not the underlying theme of the situation in hand. To which Eve then comes back and shares a little bit more love. She says, "Dear Nicki, thank you so much for this. I really appreciate it. I have nothing but respect, and I'm so proud to have seen you grow from strength to strength over the years as an artist, mom, and always stay true to yourself. Lord knows it's not easy for us, y'all. Thank you all for the kind words. Thank you for all the kind words and blessings to my family. It goes without saying the feeling is mutual. Eve with the Pow Prince." Now just imagine if we could just have these sort of exchanges, not all the time, but for the majority, because, you know, as human beings, we're always going to have some sort of conflict, not always going to agree, not always going to see eye to eye. That is to be expected, but it's been an all-out war in hip hop, but in specifically female hip hop all year. I would know because I covered all the disses, the sneak disses, the veiled disses, and everything in between up until this point in 2024. Okay? So that's that on that. I think that's dope. I think that's cool. And I like the example that they're trying to set, at least in this one particular area. We'll see if it carries over. Okay? Now, next up on the list, we've got Latto. Once again, she had her broky challenge. She wanted to make it extremely clear that the song Broky was not intended to shit on people that have regular jobs and things of that nature, right? So she decided to launch this Broky challenge, which allowed people to do their best creative video while at work, making an honest living. And whomever had the best video was supposed to win $10,000 and get a guaranteed slot in the Broky music video. And this is one of the fan favorite songs from her album, okay? Sugar Honey Iced Tea. Along the way in the challenge, we had this young lady. She was a Waffle House employee. She found herself in a compromising position. She did the challenge alongside with her co-workers. However, she was the only one that was allegedly fired from the job. Everyone else was good. I do think some people said that it was actually contingent upon whether or not she would agree to delete the video. Other employees deleted the video. I think she really wanted to be a part of this contest. So I think she kept it up and they said, nah, you got to go. Either way it goes, you know, sometimes you know, things go your way sometimes they don't. I can't really say too much about it. Like I said in my first video regarding this subject, if you look in the handbook at any of these fast food places, I used to work in there. They tell you not to bring cameras. They tell you not to film anything behind the scenes. So it's always a toss up about what your management and upper management is willing to accept. They said she had to go, but it seems that things have worked out. What we're going to go ahead and do is play the first video of her claiming that she was fired. And then we're going to show the video of her linking up with Latto. All right. Sounds good. Cool.
But I just got fired because of that video of Big Latto's challenge. Yay. I'm glad I put 6 years in a company that would fire me and literally a day of posting one video that harmed nobody, that everybody was actually literally rooting for and happy about, but whatever. Smart decision, smart move, you know? And then they put me on, it's called like an EFR list or something. Basically, I could never get rehired again. They will never rehire me again. K, thanks. 16 to 22, thanks. All the bullshit I dealt with, thanks.
All right, so that's the young lady who, you know, partook in the challenge and got took out of the workplace. Right? Now, since then, there's been a little bit of discourse online about whether or not Latto was going to choose this girl, work with this girl, or anything of that nature. I do believe there were some better videos. I do believe there were some more creative videos done in this challenge. However, it seems that Latto did link up with her after all. I don't know if she's considered the winner or if this is something, you know, maybe Latto has decided to extend the budget to look out for this girl and still pick someone else. I don't know what her grand scheme is, but once again, they have linked up in the studio to show solidarity, and she had a stack of money in her hands. I don't know if that was 10 racks though, but whatever. Why this thing ain't showing up? Hold on. Y'all give me a second. All right. Can't play the song, of course, so we'll just do this here like so, and you see her here. You see Latto coming out the side, and they're dancing to Broky. That might be the 10 racks. I don't know. They dancing, they twerking, they having a good old time. I do believe this young lady was in Atlanta to begin with. I see some people that are out there calling favoritism, colorism, and all the things of the above. Some people feel like Latto went with the sympathy play, which, to be honest, I can see both sides of that. Especially if this is supposed to be showing love to working class people. If somebody loses their job while trying to partake in a challenge that you put on the net, I do think, it is a nice, kind gesture to work with that person and to find a way to get some money to them. It was a 50-50 chance that she would get fired anyway. Anytime you're doing something, like if you don't work for yourself, you're not doing the challenge in your own place of business, you're not the sole proprietor or in a partnership with somebody, like you don't make the rules, it could go either way. But common sense aside, I understand, this was good PR move on Latto's part, but I do hope that somebody else also wins that actually had a better, more entertaining, more appealing video. Like that girl that had that motherfucking cake, the Big Mama Latto cake that she did, I thought she was definitely a stronger contender, but we'll see if she ends up getting anything out of the deal, right? But congratulations to her. I said it in my last video. It would be dope if she does do something with her, still allow her to be in a music video and pay her to be in a music video. But I think she still should have chosen somebody with a little bit better content if this was about quality of content. All right? I'm not going to stay here too long. We're not going to have too long of a video, as a matter of fact. I'm just going over a few things. Next up, we got Miss Chloe Bailey. And once again, people were asking why she's not currently on tour. She's got the Trouble in Paradise album out right now. And she came out to explain that the budget from the label is not budgeting right now, at least not in her favor. So people are coming out and taking it upon themselves to shit on Beyonce, not Chloe, but Beyonce in particular, right? So when it comes to Chloe and Halle, we got this person here named Mavi says, they honestly shouldn't have signed with her. The marketing team is terrible and the label don't push their projects. We've got another person here that says, is anyone actually making a profit in the music industry? This lady, Miss Business here, says you get a budget when you bring in money to validate a budget or you bring value as a leverage. That's actually pretty accurate. But these are just some of the thoughts that people were exchanging online in reference to this situation. I don't believe Chloe was talking about Beyonce at all. The primary label that she is signed to is Columbia, if I'm not mistaken. And I'll just go ahead and do my due diligence while I'm here just to double check that. But I do believe she is on Columbia Sony. So let's just take a gander here. Yep, Parkwood, Columbia. Okay, the major label, the label that comes with the money, that comes with the budget, would be Columbia. Parkwood is just the company that discovered her and her sister, somewhat like a management, but it's a record company. But they don't put the money up. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They put the money up in the initial stages to get you out there. Once they get you signed to a larger company, it's not their responsibility to put the money up no more. It's on the new company. You know what I mean? But anyway, we'll get to Chloe explaining the situation for herself. Okay? So just give me a moment here.
Seeing Beyonce holding her budget back for some reason.
Internal. Someone said, why haven't you been performing? Trust me, I would be performing if I could. The thing is that money goes into performances. So it's not free to do performances and you have to get budgets approved and things like that. So if I could, I'd be performing everywhere. If you read in between the lines, you would realize I share actually a lot of stuff with you guys. You know, my work ethic is top notch. I like to juggle things. You know, when I shot Fight Night, I did Coachella. So when it comes down to it, I will do any and everything. So just know it's never my work ethic or if I don't want to do something, because y'all know I love working. Come to Africa. I would love.
All right, so that's Chloe there, and unfortunately for her, with this new project, Trouble in Paradise, it only sold about 10,000 in the first week. I know a lot of us like to emphasize the music first, and the music is the most important thing. But unfortunately, when you are assigned to a major label, as big of a company as Columbia is under the Sony empire, if you're not generating money, they're not gonna continue to pour into you the same way that somebody else would that's a bit more profitable. You know what I'm saying? So off her last project, In Pieces, she did do a full North American tour, the whole nine, which I kind of confused because I'm like, damn, I know she was just on tour not that long ago, but it was for to support the In Pieces album. But unfortunately, it's not yielding results for her this time around for her to go out on the road. Nonetheless, although there's some people talking shit, there's also some people supporting and trying to bring a little bit more context to the situation. We've got another person here that says they failed Chloe so bad. This girl is immensely talented. Instead of them focusing on her gifts, they decided to play the good sister, bad sister angle, over sexualizing her body and overshadowing that beautiful voice. I hate it so bad for her. Her career deserved better. For the person saying this, I think you should take that up with Chloe. Chloe decided that she wanted to play more into this angle. From everything that I've heard, and y'all can correct me if you've heard differently, is that everybody seemed to have advised her against kind of playing up the more sexy role, right? There was rumors that her parents didn't approve of this. There was rumors of other people not really wanting her to go this way. I don't think it was about good sister, bad sister. I vividly remember during the pandemic when Chloe and Halle were doing their backyard shows, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, they were literally going in their backyard, setting up props and green screens and stuff, and they were doing a great, excellent job of doing those shows. There was a lot of people that when she started gyrating a little harder, when she started rubbing on her body while she was doing the performance, people was like, oh yeah, it's time for this girl to go solo. So if you were one of those people back during quarantine that was requesting for her to go solo so bad, where are you at now? Where are you at? Where is the money being spent? Because she could be on the road if y'all would have showed up. Ain't about no good sister, bad sister, because Halle played a little bit more of a long game, stayed patient, rocked out with Hollywood and said, shit, let me work on my project behind the scenes when I'm ready to come out. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, she was pregnant. She wasn't in a rush to come out with that. She's a little bit more private about her dealings. That's what it is. It ain't about good sister, bad sister. She's just more private. And it worked. It seems to be working in her favor that she is, because she gets to kind of move at her own pace. Whereas Chloe, who's a bit more outward, more extroverted, perhaps, we're more critical of the way she moves. Want to say, oh, it's forced. Oh, this is that. Oh, this is this. But y'all encouraged it. Another person says Chloe is one of the most talented and hardworking artists we have right now. And to see her be stifled in this way, especially with such a solid follow-up album, is straight up heartbreaking. She deserves better than this. She is absolutely talented. Someone else says this is not a drag, but they've put her on tour twice. She was a Coachella headliner. She's been in movies, TV, and award show performances. People just aren't buying the product. You can have unlimited marketing budget, but if people don't like that product, then he put like a indifferent face, I guess you could say. This lady here says her and her sister went solo way too early, to which someone jumps in and says, now everyone wants to lie. As if y'all didn't spend ungodly our era saying Halle was a bad performer and Chloe should ditch her. Over-sexualizing Chloe saying Halle should stick to acting. And then y'all didn't stream nor buy Ungodly Hour. Now, I must say, I think Ungodly Hour was probably the most successful project out of this entire era. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the Chloe and Halle era, that is. I don't think it sold like crazy, but I think it did well enough. You know what I'm saying? But they were just in their developmental stage. Like, that's what the people asked for. If people got a problem with what's going on, people should probably look in the mirror. I mean, I don't think that's, no one wants to do that, but I don't think that's like too much of a hard ask. Right? Because how did that project perform? Ungodly Hour, released in 2020. Debuted at number 16 on the Billboard 200 with 24,000 album equivalent units, marking the duo's highest charting album. So they sold 24,000 first week in 2020. I would love to know how that project turned out commercially over time rather than just first week. Like, did it end up getting any certifications or anything? Because if it didn't, that should have been the kicker right there. Y'all rushed the process. Y'all gassed up the situation while they were still developing. So now they're having to develop in front of us on the highest level. But I don't feel like that's neither of their fault. That's just me. Because when the fans come out in droves asking for something, and it was overwhelming. It was literally like every day logging online back during 2020. That's all you were seeing. You were seeing them performing, doing their stuff. And then you would see, oh yeah, it's time for her to go solo. Oh yeah, we need that solo project. Oh yeah, she's the Beyonce. Oh, well, blah, 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 blah. All right. Y'all requested, so she delivered upon your request, but she did not fulfill what y'all was looking for. Now y'all want us to act like somebody did her wrong. Y'all should have bought the album. Why would y'all want her on tour if only 10,000 people bought it in the world? Where's she supposed to go? Why would y'all buy tickets if y'all wasn't buying the album? You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to make it make sense, people. But, best wishes to Chloe. I'm hoping, this music industry thing, if you're talented, if you're really good, you can play the long game. I think they've got plenty of career, both of them, Chloe and Halle, have plenty of career ahead of them. A lot can change in a short amount of time if you just stay steadfast, focus on the art. I would try to figure out how the fuck to get out of that Columbia deal, to be honest. If they're not extending a budget for you to tour your own album, why would they put the album out? And they allowed you to put it out just a year after your last album didn't do all that great. Right? So it's not like they made you wait. They just not trying to invest. But I don't know, how many albums she's under contract for as a solo artist. I don't know how many albums they're under contract for as a duo. But I would try to figure out how the fuck to get out of Dodge, because both of them make good music. Both of them are talented. Both of them are going to make excellent livings on stage throughout the rest of their careers, because they can perform their ass off and they can actually sing their real vocals without backing tracks or lip syncing. So they will continue to have careers, but something's got to give. Either get the fuck off of Columbia because they don't know what the hell they doing, or shit, I don't know. Outside of that, it might be time to go back to the OG performing in your backyard. Like, if niggas can't get you on the road, you can't get booked for Tiny Desk, you're gonna have to bring McDonald's to the house and do Tiny Desk from the crib the way y'all was doing in 2020. Get that energy resparked. You know what I'm saying? Tap into what's already worked. Rebuild that buzz. Rebrand. You know what I'm saying? Reinvent. Reinvention is paramount in this industry anyway. You can't always show up as who you were on day one. Sometimes when you get to your day 3, you might have to tap back into what worked on day 1. It's a moving goalpost, unfortunately. But again, I think she has the talent to overcome. I just hope she doesn't get discouraged along the way. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one, all right? Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, one fumble. I done came too far to be humble.